Thank you. About 2 years ago, we had a conversation in Los Angeles, and you helped me gain tremendous clarity on an issue that had really consumed most of my energy for a long time. I don't want to get back into the too much of the detail, but it was something that I was carrying a lot of guilt for something that I had done as a teenager. And it was a long time ago, obviously, that happened. But for years and years, I was like, what was that all about? And I had felt that maybe it had affected my expansion, because
it did affect it. It made it more.
And that's what I learned. It was tremendous, the clarity that if the universe revels in everything I do, then why was I beating myself up? But then
because you weren't listening to your co-creative inner being, you were listening to culture, people around you.
Sure. And then I had asked you, I said, well, if that's true, which we resonated with, I said, then what's the purpose of then, if my source expands at the same rate, whether I do a negative thing or a positive thing, I said...
Oh, wait. Source expands at different rates, but not based upon right or wrong, based upon degree of desire. When you really know what you don't want, you really know what you do want. And so source expands faster.
So where I am today, and that's beautiful, is now I'm at this point where I've been listening to you forever, but about 25 years ago, when I first came across the cassette tapes, and it had such an effect on me. I've created, material wealth, joy, houses, things that I've wanted, and it came through me doing the work. And I loved going into my workshop and doing the work.
And pointing.
And Paul, yeah, as a matter of fact, a friend I do that says, "Why do you do that?" I'll actually see something, I just go like that, and you create. It's kind of funny, but and brilliant. But here's where I am now, and I've never thought I would say this because I've been so truly dedicated to your teachings. It's been such a big part of my life, truly. But where I've discovered something recently, and I'm trying to reconcile now the difference, that there's this one school of thought which is to follow your bliss.
Yeah.
And there's this other one, to follow your blisters. And the blisters approach is sort of what Joseph Campbell and other brilliant people would say, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. But for so long in my life, I've been doing the opposite, which is just follow your bliss. And then, here's where I'm going with this, is this new school of thought about...
I just want to slip something in here. It might make the conversation easier to unfold. The blister launches the rocket. The rocket is the bliss you then want to follow. So it's like we were talking about already here today. If contrast creates a blister and you keep focusing on the blister, then you don't move in the direction of the rocket that was born out of it. And so it's an understanding of...
They work together, right?
They work together.
Okay.
Without both ends of that spectrum, you can't focus. You can't choose. And your inner being has already chosen the joyful expansion. And when you keep focusing upon the blister, then you just hold yourself in contention or competition with your own desire.
And I would never argue with joy, except that I started to think of that, is it better to live at the end of someone's life, and you're there, and of the end, you're about to croak, would you say, is it better to live a joyful life or a meaningful life? And what I came to...
Well, we can't separate them. The only success that we have ever acknowledged is joy.
And joy to me is, of course, it's beyond.
Or satisfaction and more.
And now again, I would never argue with that, of course, but joy started to become, just as my train of thought and feeling was, it's almost, dare I say, naive, childlike to just say, okay, joy, 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 instead of being the warrior and say, I'm going to go into the cave I fear to find meaning.
Here, we understand what you're getting at, but here's how it works. So you're standing wherever you're standing. Maybe it's 25 years ago and maybe it's today. And life is happening around you and you are aware of it. And in your awareness of life as it's happening around you, you can't help but acknowledging it and sifting it. Now you can focus longer in some aspects than others, but let's just say life's coming at you and you are responding to life. So you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. But what you do want, it's this new discovery that was born out of being in that cave. Because you'd never been in that cave before, in that dark, scary place. You'd never been there before. You didn't think you would have chosen it, but life showed it to you, and you were in there because that's just what happened. And out of that experience was born a desire, a beneficial desire out of that experience. Now, if you are understanding the laws of the universe, and you now feel a little bit of enthusiasm over something new that you've never experienced before, and you have the mind discipline to focus in the direction of it, even though it doesn't come easy, you have to sort of think about it, you have to focus on it, you have to decide that you're going to feel good rather than feel bad. So you do, and you come into a vibrational harmonic with it, which accomplishes two things. First, it's like the completion of something because something clicked into place vibrationally. And next, now, physical things based upon the laws of physics have to start flowing into your experience. Now you're standing in a new now with a new point of attraction and new caves, new experiences, different than what you had before because you're in a different vibrational arena. And so this new life brings new experiences which launch new rockets which are unfamiliar at first, but you're used to the feeling of satisfaction. You've isolated what it is, and so you feel your way to it and you move vibrationally. It clicks into place. You feel more alive for a little while, and you have a new set of contrasting experiences which give birth to yet another new desire. So it never ends. You never become complacent in a universe that continues to expand as fast as your life can cause you to launch those rockets.
So then there's nothing to fear. To go into the cave and just expand and then launch the rocket and just keep going. It's just the process. Or would you say don't go into that cave, just go create your bliss?
We would never tell you not to go into the cave because you can't stay out. That's like saying don't be born into a physical body and don't have experiences with others and don't have relationships with others and never go any place that you've never been. We are not encouraging the mundane sameness of life. We're encouraging that you live life fearlessly because you understand that things are always working out for you. But this is why step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Step 1 says ask. Contrast does it. Step 2, source answers. Step 3 is you line up with it. Step 4, you master that. You meditate often and you know what feeling good feels like, and you deliberately isolate feelings of satisfaction and you do what you've been doing. You master step 3. That's what step 4 is. And step 5 is you are so aware of the laws of the universe and so in love with yourself and your ability to create and so aware of the benefit of the others around you that even though now in alignment with source you're actually inspired to go into a cave that before you called negative, now you don't call that scary cave as negative because your inner being sent you in there, because your inner being knows the treasure that you will find in there.
Amen. It takes courage. Thank you. That's beautiful.
That's step 5.
Excellent.
That's what step 5 is.
Last thing, and I know one of the themes was physics, and I'm certainly not going to be the one to get into that.
We're interrupting. It's a fine line between being afraid and feeling adventure. It happens in the same environments. And it has to do with the stability of your footing. The more sure-footed you are. And so kids get on roller coasters and try to scare themselves. They go to movies that are terrifying and try to scare themselves because it's a fine line between feeling alive and feeling afraid. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
And just wanted to share briefly the physics thing. And I'm not,
Yeah.
this is by no means my expertise, but I do study
Yeah.
a lot. Is that one of the themes that you were discussing, and it's something that it helped me get clarity, is that the difference between nothing and no thing. That at the beginning, my new friend here, he got up here earlier, was talking about the beginning of his, life. That I came to this awareness that when there's no thing is where all potential exists. Everything is in the no thing. So there's a difference between nothing, that there's nothing there, and there's no thing. When there's no thing, it's pure potentiality, where everything is there. Everything is in the no thing. I don't know if that is, and then when you tap in and you pull it from.
We could give it to you in another way.
Please.
That we like even better.
All right.
If you're in the process of turning thoughts to things, there's no thing. There's thoughts that are going to become things. And so in the nothingness, it's not really nothingness, because there's emotion, there's vibration, cellular knowledge. And so the everything is in the ethers before they've been turned to things, and then the things are all born out of that.
And then we get to witness the manifestation of it.
That's the
here.
best part.
Yeah. Thank you, Abraham.
And let's call the manifestation not just when it explodes on the scene and parks in your garage. Let's call the manifestation this satisfying moment, and this satisfying moment, and this satisfying moment, and this rendezvous, and this clever idea, and this urge, or this impulse, this awareness, this new discovery. Yeah, really good.
Thank you.
This is a good time for a segment of refreshment. You have recalibrated your set point. Your point of attraction is different now. And the benefit of that will be evident to you as you're moving forward. It is our desire that you pay attention to that, because words don't teach, but life experience really does. So as you notice the difference in the way things unfold, the thing that we really want you to pay close attention to is the thoughts occurring to you that feel fun. Those impulses to stop here or go there or call this one or do this. Those nudges from non-physical in the direction of your path of least resistance. Just be aware of that, because your inner being is offering this to you non-stop, but you're not in the receiving mode non-stop, but you're more likely to be in the receiving mode more of the time. So when you think about it, if your inner being always knows where you are in relationship to where you want to be, and your inner being is always offering those suggestions and impulses in the form of vibration, so that's happening all the time, doesn't it follow that the more often you are joyful, the more often you'll be in the receptive mode of feeling that nudge? And wouldn't it be really, really fun to be coming out of meditation and have an idea pop into your mind that feels exciting and sets you off on the course of a really great day or a really great life? Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't it also be really fun if you had a stream of those coming all day long? All day long? All day long. Wouldn't that be really, really fun? If you just tapped into the clarity and brilliance of who you really are and demonstrated it through the life experience that you're living? That is what we're talking about. That's who you are. There is great love here for you. And for now, we are complete. You guys, thank you for coming. Thank you for being who you are. I love this. I love you guys.